Hello friends. How are you today? I have a good story. It is about Thomas and a tall tower. Do you want to hear it? Let's go. In the heart of a noisy city, where tall buildings touched the clouds and people rushed like ants, a grand tower stood proud. It was the home of Griffin Enterprises, a company led by the rich and mysterious William Griffin. But who was the man behind the fortune? And what secrets did he hide? One man, Thomas Hartman, knew more than most. For years, Thomas was William's trusted helper, always by his side. Little did Thomas know, a single day would change his life forever, pulling him into a world of wealth, secrets, and choices that would test his heart. Thomas Hartman worked as William Griffin's personal secretary for over 10 years. He wasn't just an employee, he was William's right hand, knowing every detail of his boss's life. William was a powerful man, famous for his hard work and success. Every morning, Thomas watched William walk into the office with energy, ready to lead meetings or solve problems. At night, the office glowed with light as William worked late, planning for the next day. Thomas admired William's drive, but he saw something others missed. William was lonely, with few friends or family. Thomas gave everything to his job. He worked weekends, skipped holidays, and rarely took a day off. He didn't just organize William's schedule, he listened to his ideas and worries. To Thomas, William was more than a boss, he was almost a friend. But the city whispered about William's private life. Why did he live alone? Why did he seem so distant? Thomas wondered too, but he stayed loyal, always ready to help. One Monday morning, everything changed. Thomas arrived at the office, expecting another busy day. Instead, he got a call that broke his heart. William had died in his sleep. His heart had stopped, worn out by years of stress and solitude. The news spread fast, shaking the city's business world. For Thomas, it felt like the world stopped. He had spent years by William's side, and now his boss, his purpose, was gone. The days after were chaotic. Lawyers, business partners, and curious relatives filled the office, all wanting to know one thing: who would get William's fortune? Griffin Enterprises was worth millions, and everyone expected a fight over the money. Thomas stayed in the background, organizing papers and answering calls, trying to keep things calm while hiding his own sadness. A week later, the lawyer called everyone to a fancy room with wooden walls and heavy chairs. Important people, board members, distant cousins, and business partners sat waiting. Thomas stood at the back, feeling out of place. The lawyer, a serious man with glasses, began to read William's will. William Griffin was a man of great success but few close ties, the lawyer said. He made a choice about his fortune. Everything, his company, his money, his properties, goes to one person. The room went quiet. Everyone leaned forward, waiting. Thomas felt nervous, though he didn't know why. Thomas Hartman, his loyal secretary, inherits it all, the lawyer announced. The room exploded with gasps. People whispered, some angry, some jealous. Thomas felt his heart race. He? The secretary? Inheriting millions? It didn't seem real. He stood still, shocked, as eyes turned to him. The room felt heavy with envy and questions. Why Thomas? What did he do to deserve this? Suddenly, Thomas was rich. He owned the company, the tower, the bank accounts, everything William had built. But wealth wasn't easy. People he didn't know called him, offering business deals or asking for favors. Old coworkers looked at him differently, some with respect, others with suspicion. Thomas felt alone, just like William had been. The big office, once full of William's energy, now felt empty and cold. Thomas spent weeks going through William's things. He found old letters, dusty files, and photos of a younger William, smiling with people Thomas didn't recognize. The more he learned, the more he saw how William's life had been consumed by work. He had money, but no one to share it with. Thomas wondered, would he end up the same way? One day, while sorting papers, Thomas found a small note in William's handwriting. It was hidden between legal documents, like a secret. The words were simple but powerful. I had wealth and power, but I missed what matters most. I lost friends, laughter, and love. Don't make my mistakes. The note hit Thomas hard. He realized he, too, had spent years working, ignoring his own life. He had no close friends, no family nearby. William's money gave him a chance to choose a different path, but what should he do? Thomas decided to honor William's memory, not by chasing more money, but by building something better. He used the fortune to start a program for young people in the city who couldn't afford school or mentors. He called it the Griffin Scholars Program. It gave scholarships, classes, and support to help kids follow their dreams. Thomas worked with them himself, sharing stories and advice, becoming the mentor he wished William had. Months later, the program grew. Young people filled the office, laughing and learning. The cold tower came alive with voices and hope. Thomas felt something new, joy. He wasn't just rich in money, he was rich in purpose. He made friends with the students, listened to their dreams, and helped them grow. For the first time, he felt part of a community. On the first anniversary of William's death, Thomas stood in the city center, looking up at the tower. It no longer felt like a lonely place. Around him, students from the Griffin Scholars Program gathered, celebrating their achievements. Some were going to college, others starting businesses. Their smiles filled Thomas with pride. Here are some important phrases for you to learn. Say it with me. In the heart of a noisy city, in the middle of a loud town where many people live. Tall buildings touched the clouds, very high houses that look like they reached the sky. People rushed like ants, people moved fast, like small busy ants. A grand tower stood proud, a big, nice tower stood tall and strong. Thomas was William's trusted helper. Thomas was a good friend who helped William a lot. William had died in his sleep. William went to sleep and did not wake up. Thomas felt his heart race. Thomas felt his heart go fast because he was excited or scared. Thomas was rich. Thomas had a lot of money now. He thought of William's note. William had built an empire but lost what mattered. Thomas had taken that empire and turned it into something more, a legacy of kindness, connection, and hope. He wasn't alone anymore. The city, once cold and busy, now felt like home. In the end, Thomas learned that true wealth isn't money or power. It's the people you lift up, the laughter you share, and the love you give. William's fortune gave Thomas a chance, but it was Thomas who chose to make it a gift for others. And in that choice, he found a life richer than he ever imagined. If you liked the story, please like, share, and subscribe for more amazing story.